Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, NosaaNation, man. Today we got a new special video, man. Bird versus Magic, greatest rivalry in sports history. Now, you guys wanted me to react to these videos and stuff like that. You know, more Larry Bird. So I decided to do Bird versus Magic, greatest rivalry in sports history. Now, I already reacted to the documentary, but you know what I'm saying, I did like a 3-part documentary on the whole beef and everything like that. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, bro. There might be some information in this video that might have been left out of the documentary. I don't know. You know, documentaries usually they omit some stuff, some information. I might know some information that I didn't know in this video, but this video looks very, very interesting, and I decided to, you know what I'm saying, react to it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you guys, you know, enjoy it. Let's get straight to it, man. If you guys are new here, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, you know, all that. But let's get straight to the video, man. Also, I want to tell you guys, bro. I want to tell you guys something really crazy, bro. I want to tell you guys something real crazy, bro. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm actually starting to really like hate driving. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I just got into like a little accident, like a small little, you know, small little accident. You know, the guy kind of, you know, scraped my car a little bit. But yeah, I'm really starting to like not like driving, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like real shit, bro. Like, people get on the road and start doing stupid shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you know, obviously mistakes happen. Obviously, you know, you might make a wrong turn, you might make a wrong exit, you might make a wrong whatever. It happens. But it's another thing when you're just straight up just doing stuff that can put you in danger and put other people in danger. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't like that shit, bro. I don't like when motherfuckers do shit and they know that they're wrong, bro. That they know that they're in the wrong, you know? Like, they know already. That's why, like, they're like, you know, that's why the guy was like, is your car okay? Da da da. Like, he just, you know, good thing he stopped. Good thing he didn't just keep going. But I'm just saying, like, it's just not right, bro. Like, motherfuckers need to stop getting on the road and start doing stupid shit, bro. And then I'm on the highway. I'm going like a little bit above the speed limit. I'm going like 80, right? Because it's 70. I'm going about 80. This car decides to cut right into my lane, bro. Cut right into my lane, and it's like, bro, why? Like, why? I don't understand why, bro. Like, it's like, and it's not like he's like speeding up. It's more like he's just cutting into the lane. Like, he's just cutting into the lane, and I'm going like this. I'm going straight. He's cutting into the lane. That could cause an accident, bro. So it's like, bro, like, I don't understand why people want to just do stupid shit on the road, bro. I don't understand, bro. It's the highway, bro. You can't be doing shit like that on the highway, you know? So it's like, people do too much shit that's going to put themselves in danger, and it's not even just other people, it's yourself too. Like, you can get into an accident like that. Other people can get into an accident like that. That's how accidents happen, bro. You know, and that's why, like, now before I drive, bro, I just pray. Before I go anywhere, I don't give a shit if it's just the store down the street. I'm gonna just pray, bro, before I go anywhere, bro, because you never fucking know. You never know, bro. Accidents are happening. People are in a rush. You know what I'm saying? And even me, sometimes I be in, you know, in the car and I'm trying to speed up a little bit because I'm rushing. But I gotta stop doing that, because that's a bad habit. You know, you can't be in a rush to go somewhere, bro. Like, unless you're going to work or something like that. But if you're not going to work, or you're not going to an appointment, you don't gotta rush to go nowhere, bro. Like, people are literally rushing to go nowhere. Like, bro, it's 2 o'clock in the PM, bro. You're not rushing to go to fucking work, bro. You're not rushing to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, bro. Like, you know, or maybe they're just in a rush to beat traffic. I don't know. But y'all gotta stop being like, I'm telling you, you guys gotta stop driving like your life doesn't matter, bro. Your life matters, bro. You know, your life matters, bro. So yeah, anyways, this is just like what I've been going through like lately. I'm really starting to hate driving, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really starting to hate it. I'm sorry. Like, listen. I know this is a long intro, but I just gotta keep y'all updated on what's been going on with me, because I don't post every day. I don't really be active like that. You know what I'm saying? So on YouTube, like I be active, I be watching videos, stuff like that, but I don't really be like telling y'all what's been going on in my personal life. But anyways, let's get straight to the video, bro. Without further ado, and yeah, man.
You can't talk about Magic Johnson's career without mentioning Larry Bird, and vice versa. They were two of the best and most successful players in the 80s. And their rivalry saved the NBA from going bankrupt and shutting down. We'll talk about how their relationship started, how they drove each other crazy, and how they formed the most iconic rivalry in sports history. Growing up, Larry Bird was born in 1956 in French Lick, Indiana, 2.5 years and 357 miles up north. Irvin Johnson said hello to the world from Lansing, Michigan. There were a lot of differences between the two, but there were also many similarities. Both hailed from big, working-class families, and knew the values of hard work and sacrifice early on. Irvin was a flamboyant kid who wanted to get as much attention as possible. He was the most popular kid in high school and a prom king, while Larry mainly wanted to be left the hell alone. When he had to get up and speak before the class, Bird wouldn't do it, and would rather get an F than draw any attention to himself. However, these two polar opposites outside of basketball were the mirror images of each other once they had the ball in their hands. Both 6'9", not overly athletic, but extremely smart and super.
Yeah. One thing I could say about Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, even though like Magic Johnson is more of like he's more outgoing, Larry Bird is more like reserved to himself. I think that like they really like showed they really laid the foundation for like the next generation, and that's big.
Super confident. They both saw the game 2 or 3 moves in advance. Both were team-oriented, and they had an equal desire when they played to win above all else. Magic won the state championship as a senior in high school, averaging 29 points and 17 rebounds. After which he decided to attend Michigan State. Bird averaged 31 points and 21 rebounds as a senior, and he got the scholarship from the Indiana Hoosiers. Coached by Bobby Knight, the Hoosiers were one of the country's most successful and famous collegiate basketball
programs. Wait, hold on. Let me see his stats
Bird
again?
lasted only 20.
Hold on. Let me see it again.
17 rebounds. After which he decided to attend Michigan State. Bird averaged 31 points and 21 rebounds as a senior, and he got the scholarship from the Indiana Hoosiers. Coached by Bobby Knight, the Hoosiers were one of the country's most successful and famous collegiate basketball programs. However, Bird lasted only 24 days at Indiana University. More than 30,000 people at campus and less than $100 in his pockets were too overwhelming for a hick from French Lick. So Larry returned home to a town of 2,000 inhabitants and became a garbage man. He drove the garbage truck, painted park benches, cut grass, fixed what needed to be fixed. His mom didn't speak to him for months because he ran away from a college scholarship. And after a year of picking up garbage, Larry decided to return to the university. However, he opted to go to a much smaller Indiana State, which was much more suited for his social skills at the time. While the Hoosiers won their 3rd NCAA title in 1976, Indiana State...
a lot of times, bro, when you're in school, when you're in college, bro, like a lot of times it's like to play basketball in college, you need to have some good ass grades, bro. Like your grades have to be pretty good, whatever the requirement is. Sometimes it be a 2.0 GPA, sometimes it'll be a 3.0 GPA, but you gotta have some type of some type of good grades to actually continue playing. So if your grades are not good, they don't want you to be on the team, because it's like you play great. Even if you play great, but your grades are not good. So it's like and plus you're dealing with NCAA, and they got a whole bunch of regulations and rules and stuff like that, and it's like some of those rules are just so BS, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like NCAA, I can see why a lot of NBA players go to college, and then go to the college and they play 1 year and then they go straight to the league, because it's like we're coming from the hood, bro. Like we're coming from poverty. Like why am I gonna go play for you, get all this press? I can't get paid off of it because the rules say I can't get paid off my likeness. I can't get paid off nothing, and I stay here for 4 years. Oh, sorry. I stay here for like 4 years, and then I go, and then it's like I'm still broke. Like I can't even pay my rent. Why am I gonna So I might as well just go to the league, sign this contract. You know what I'm saying? Get all this money so I can feed my family. I can pay. I could put money in my mom's hand. I could, I could provide. Like some people have kids, so they go and provide for their kids. So it's like, I get why players just go to the league, go to the league after 1 year of college. I understand. I get it. I get it.
Had never even reached the NCAA tournament. However, that would soon change with Larry Bird on the team. Bird averaged 30 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 assists per game with the Sycamores, and led them to an 81-13 record during his tenure. In his senior year, Indiana State reached the NCAA tournament for the first time, and did so in a spectacular fashion. With Bird dominating the college ranks, Indiana State got off to a 33-0 record, and reached the NCAA finals against Michigan State and their sophomore point guard, Magic Johnson. First meeting, 1979 championship game in the NBA draft. The first time Magic found out about Larry was from Sports Illustrated, which had a story about the best college player in the country, but he soon got to see for himself if that was true, because both Magic and Larry were selected to represent Team USA in the 1978 World Invitational Tournament. Larry and Magic were the best players on the court, trading behind-the-back passes and treating each other with no-look assists. They had instant chemistry on the court, but off it, not so much, as Larry wasn't the most talkative person on the planet, as you can probably imagine.
No,
however,
wasn't.
before the NCAA finals in 1979,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like the same way too. Like, I'm talkative, but I'm not talkative at the same time. Like, I'm talkative if I'm like in a room with people. I'm talkative, but if I'm like, but people that I actually know, though, people that I'm actually familiar with. But if I'm not familiar with people, I'm not talkative, bro. I'm very quiet. I just keep quiet, stay to myself. But if I'm around people that I'm familiar with, then I'm talkative. But other than that, I'm very quiet. You know what I'm saying? I'm very quiet, very shy, and yeah, that's just me, bro. It's only with people who I'm not familiar with. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know where that comes from though, because when I was a teenager, I was very, very sociable. I was very, very talkative, like with everybody. Like, I didn't care who was in the room. I was gonna talk. You was gonna hear my mouth. You was gonna hear it. You was gonna hear it. You was gonna hear my mouth. You're gonna hear everything. But now that I'm an adult, now it's just like I'm very reserved when I'm with people that I'm not familiar with. I'm very reserved. I'm not talkative. I'm not sociable. I'm not none of that. So I don't know where that comes from. Maybe it comes from bullying, like me being bullied. Maybe it comes from trauma. I don't know, but that's something I just gotta speak with somebody, speak to a therapist with, you know what I'm saying, like speak to a therapist. Maybe I don't know, maybe something happened in my life that bothered me, or something happened in my life that I'm like, that taught me like, okay, I can't be too comfortable, I can't be too sociable with people that I'm not familiar with. Maybe I got some guardrails up. You know how people have them guardrails up, and it's like, you're protecting like your peace. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe that might have been it. That might be it. Me protecting my peace, because that's all I want right now. At this point in my life, all I want is peace. I don't want drama. I don't want problems, people. I don't want none of that, bro. I just want everything to be peaceful. I don't even like arguments, bro. When people argue with me, I just don't even talk to them, bro. Like, I just don't even want to talk to that person if they're arguing like with me, because I don't like arguments. I don't like to go back and forth with somebody. If it's a dude, if I'm going back and forth with a dude, it's like, if we're not linking up to go to fight, I don't want to do nothing, bro. Like, I don't want to go back and forth with that person, bro. I'm gonna just ignore them. But if it's with a female, it's like, I'm not finna go back and forth. Like, I'm gonna just block that person, bro. Like, you're just gonna get blocked. That's it. That's pretty much what it is with me. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna just say what I want to say, and then I handle my business, and I go about my way, bro. Like, that's it. I go my way. That's it,
9. Magic still wanted to greet Larry and and shake his hand before the game, because after all, they were teammates on the USA team less than a year ago. But Larry wasn't interested. He shunned Magic, and their rivalry officially began. The 1979 NCAA Finals was the most watched NCAA Finals in history at the time, and it's still the most watched NCAA game ever to this day. A small school that had never reached the tournament was undefeated throughout the season, and an unathletic blonde guy made them the most talked about team in the country. The other school was led by a 6'9" point guard, which was never seen before. One was black, one white. One was outgoing and smiled for the reporters. One was shy and gave short one-sentence answers. They were the polar opposites from the outside, but their games were so similar, and that's what wrote the
bust
narrative
your ass on
and
the
brought
court,
national
too.
attention. When the actual game started, two guys guarded Bird the entire game, and he struggled to get an inch of free space. Larry knew he had to score 40 for his team to beat the favorite Michigan State. However, Bird had a bad shooting night. He missed 14 of his 21 shots, and Michigan State
these
won
dudes are
by
tall
11.
as
Bird
fuck,
always says
bro.
that it's the toughest loss of his career. After the NCAA Finals, both Magic and Bird turned pro. The Lakers selected Magic with the first overall pick in the 1979 draft. Bird was picked 6th by the Celtics in 1978, and that was the last year a player
How the hell did Larry Bird go 6, bro? How? That's crazy, bro. Oh yeah, remember, Kobe Bryant went number 13.
could still stay in college after getting
Hey,
drafted.
yo.
NBA saviors. By the end of the 70s, the NBA was in big trouble. TV ratings were down, attendance was low, and there was very little buzz around the league and its players. Out of the top 10 most watched basketball games in the 70s, 9 were college games, and tape delays were the norm for the NBA. Drugs were a big issue. The level of basketball wasn't that great, and fights between players happened on the regular. The overall image of the league was terrible. Sponsorships were hard to come by, and the league nearly collapsed by the end of the 70s. However, when Bird and Magic came to the NBA in 1979, they brought the hype that surrounded them in college. They both made the All-Star team as rookies and transformed their teams into title contenders. The Celtics improved their win total by 32 games from the year before Bird and finished first in the Eastern Conference. Magic's Lakers were first in the West, and the teams were destined to clash in the finals. But the Sixers spoiled another Bird and Magic duel. On the morning of the deciding Game 6 of the finals, the news came that Larry Bird won Rookie of the Year with 63 votes compared to just 3 votes for the second-place Johnson. Magic was pissed, and he'd go on to pour 42 points and 15 rebounds in the deciding Game 6, bringing Los Angeles their first title after 8 years and securing the Finals MVP trophy. When he saw that Magic won another title, Bird was furious. And that's just who these guys were and how they behaved, envious of each other's accomplishments and maniacally driven to elevate their play. Whenever the season schedule came out, I would circle the 2 games with Boston. Those were the 2 games more important than the other 80, Magic Johnson said. I read the newspaper every day during the season. I was only interested in one thing. What numbers did Magic Johnson have last night? Said Larry Bird. In 1981, Bird won his maiden title with the Celtics, and in 1982, Magic won another one with the Lakers. After that, the league was essentially Bird and Magic, and then everybody else. TV doubleheaders always featured the Lakers and the Celtics against whomever they happened to be playing. From 79 to 84, the NBA's TV ratings rose significantly. Attendance jumped 42% from 1979 to 89, easily the biggest gain among the 4 major American sports. While some credit has to go to David Stern and some to Michael Jordan, the main reason for the NBA's rise has to do with Bird and Magic.
They were like I was saying, they set the blueprint for generations and generations to come, bro. Like they said that was the league's first rivalry, bro. You could have one great player on this team, one great player on this team. They come together, like real shit. Like that was what it really was, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't lopsided. It wasn't, you know, it was like Bird won some, Magic won some, you know.
Phenomenal players who got drafted to the most.
Magic won like 5 championships. Bird only has like 3, but. Still, like, you know, you get what I'm saying, like, you know.
Iconic franchises and embodied the drama of American race relations, but did nothing to stir up the hatred themselves. Finals clashes. After the Sixers defeated the Celtics and the Lakers to win the title in 1983, Bird and Magic finally both advanced to the greatest NBA stage in 1984. The final series was tough and tightly contested, with the winner decided in Game 7. The Celtics played at home, and Bird was never more determined to win. Magic played badly down the stretch, and Larry finally got his revenge for the NCAA title loss in 1979. Averaging 27 points and 14 rebounds, he was named the Finals MVP, while the media butchered Johnson for his mistakes in the deciding moments. As a result, Magic was on a mission for the 1985 season and played the basketball of his life. The Celtics and the Lakers met in the finals again, and after a first game that finished 148 to 114 for Boston, it seemed like the Lakers didn't have it in them. However, after a big bounce back from Kareem, Magic steered LA to victory in 6 games and their first title in 9 NBA Finals against the Celtics. In the summer of '85, after that final series, a monumental shift happened in Bird and Magic's relationship. They starred in a Converse commercial together, with Magic visiting French Lick and spending time in Larry's home with the entire Bird family. For the first time ever, they talked and exchanged more than 2 sentences. After that, they struck a friendship, but their rivalry was as bitter as ever. The Celtics won the title in 1986 against the Rockets, and Bird won his 3rd consecutive MVP award. In 1987, the Lakers returned to the finals, again against Bird and the Celtics. In Game 4, Larry seemed to have scored a game winner, but Magic erased it with a spectacular hook shot with 2 seconds remaining, a redemption for the clutch misses in 1984. Bird still had a good look for the win, but he missed a jump shot at the buzzer, and the Lakers took a 3-1 series lead and eventually won the series in 6. After the finals,
I remember that like I was there to watch it. I remember that like I was there to watch it. Bro, I wasn't even alive.
Bird called Magic the best player he'd ever seen. Later years. As Magic soared and won another title in 1988, Bird was breaking down. He injured his back while chopping wood in French Lick in 1985, and the injury worsened every season. He missed almost the entire 1989 season with a torn Achilles, and when he came back, he needed nearly 3 hours of preparation and spinal adjustments to play basketball. He was under enormous pain, and it was hard for him to walk, let alone play. But being a tough SOB that he was, he stuck around until 1992, even though he should have probably retired in 1988. Magic kept winning MVPs by the turn of the decade, and the Lakers kept making the NBA Finals. However, they couldn't defeat the Pistons in 1989 and the Bulls in 1991 to claim the title. Before the 1992 season had started, Magic received terrible news.
Oh yeah, Detroit Pistons. That bad boy Pistons. Yeah, that team was. That team, I heard, they were stepping on shit, bro. I'm telling you.
He contracted HIV and subsequently retired from the NBA. Bird was in shock, and he immediately called Magic. Johnson confirmed that the news was true, and he later said that the call from Bird meant the world for him because he realized how much affection Larry really had for him, despite their rivalry. Larry said that he felt the same that day as on the day that his father passed away. And for the first time in his career, he didn't enjoy playing as much, with Magic not playing. But that wasn't the end, and Larry and Magic had their last hurrah. First, they played as opponents after Magic got an invite to play in the 1992 All-Star Game, which he dominated and won the MVP. And then later that year, they rode off into the sunset as teammates at the Barcelona Olympics. Because their NBA careers were over, their masks fell completely off. Bird and Magic became really good pals during their time with the Dream Team. Legacy. Magic and Bird played against each other 37 times in their NBA careers, and Johnson won 22 of those games, compared to Bird's 15. When it comes to trophies, it was 8 finals, 5 titles, and 3 MVPs for Magic, and 5 finals, 3 titles, and 3 MVPs for Bird. In the end,
hey, bro, that's still really good on both sides, bro.
But Bird was likely the more complete player because he was a better shooter, especially early on. Both players worked extremely hard to outplay the other and to reach each other's biggest motivation. Their rivalry was the biggest storyline in the 80s, and it saved the NBA when they desperately needed saviors. In 2010, Larry and Magic wrote a book together, and in 2019, they got the NBA Lifetime Achievement Award together. Even though they are still polar opposites, Larry and Magic always seem to be intertwined and go together like peanut butter and jelly.
That's awesome, man. Yo, that's a dope video. Oh, let me know if you guys want me to react to this video, the NBA's greatest duo that hated each other, or top 10 one-team players in NBA history. Let me know if you guys want me to react to that video, man. But to any one of these videos, let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. And with that being said, man, I'm out, man.